And good morning. It's about 7 minutes after 6 and a mostly cloudy sky with a temperature hovering around 40 degrees. We're actually at 38 at our Route 302 broadcast studios. Good morning, Stephen, John, and friends. We take you to 9 o'clock and a lot of interesting conversation. Of course, our Bear Ridge Speedway race report is history for the year as racing is now complete as they'll start preparing for next year. And let's see, at about 6:45 today, though, we'll chat on the phone with Erik White, the owner of Erik's Auto Body and Upper Valley RV right there in North Haverhill. And then we'll head into a busy 7 and 8 o'clock hour this morning at Your Country. At 7 minutes after 6, let's take a look at the weather. It's being brought to you this time around by Manchester Brick Materials, where they offer crushed stone and ledge products. We will rock you at Manchester Brick Materials. They're in East Reigate and also at 596 Cross Road in Waterford. And Darcy's number is 802-633-4122.
Is part of your property too tough to mow? Or do you need a new driveway? Or must fix your old one? Ask Manchester Brick Materials for a quote today. Plus for topsoil, erosion stone, riprap, and stay mat. Plus crushed stone products from 3/4-inch plant mix up to 5 inches. Manchester Brick Materials will deliver or load it for you. 6:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. weekdays, 7 a.m. to 12 noon Saturdays, or by appointment. We will rock you with competitive pricing and estimates. Call 802-633-4122.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, partly to mostly cloudy, a rising chance of showers mainly afternoon and over high terrain with some snow possibly mixing in there. Valley highs from the upper 40s to mid 50s. Tonight, periods of clouds, chance of evening showers, upper 20s to lower 30s. Partly to mostly cloudy Saturday, chance of sprinkles or mountain flurries. Valley highs mid-40s to around 50. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
Thank you, Lawrence. As we approach 9 minutes after 6, we have a temperature of 38 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. And there you have it, an updated look at the weather, compliments of Manchester Brick Materials. We will rock you. Call Darcy at 802-633-4122. Start lining up your projects for the new year. And they pull product from their two convenient locations at 596 Cross Road, Waterford, and also Route 5 North in East Reigate. Remember, Manchester Brick Materials.
So where's the big deal?
Holy schmoly, it's Matt LeCuyer from the Auto Saver Group, St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. The Drive into Fall event is rolling full throttle right now, and adventure is calling. This season, tackle Vermont back roads and beyond in true Jeep fashion with a brand new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo. It's yours for just $449 per month for 36 months with zero down. That's right, no money out of pocket, just pure capability, comfort, and confidence on every drive. But don't hit the brakes. These offers won't last long, and our inventory is moving fast. And get ready for some serious horsepower because the legendary Raminator monster truck is coming to St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on October 24th and 25th. See it live as it crushes cars and shakes the ground right here at your hometown dealership. So head to St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Memorial Drive just past the railroad tracks or visit stjohnsburycdjr.com. St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where Vermont comes to drive.
Stock number SJJ 25109. 10,000 miles per year, 30 cents per mile over. Tax title registration extra. Must have current Stellantis brand lease or non-Stellantis vehicle registered in household to qualify. First payment due at signing.
And good morning, Stephen, John, and friends. Sorry, take you right up until 9 o'clock this morning. A lot of interesting people that we'll be talking to. We hope you can be with us during the duration. We'll be checking the weather forecast heading into the weekend momentarily, but first a reminder that the Corinth Volunteer Fire Department's got their drive-through haunted forest coming up. 2 nights, Friday, October 24th, and Saturday, October 25th. 7 to 9 p.m. And then, of course, Trunk or Treat is for one night only. That's Saturday, tomorrow, October 25th. That'll be from 5:30 to 7:30. And suggested donations, $10 a car. Please, no dogs. A concession stand will be open, and all proceeds benefit the Corinth Volunteer Fire Department. Sounds like a good time. All right, the weather forecast we'll be checking out for you in just a minute right here, Your Country.
Hi, it's Chelsea from Wise, and this is our 10th year producing Wise Words. Today, Emma, a sophomore from Hartford High School, is sharing Wise Words.
Relationships and sexual violence is a topic that many of us don't want to think or talk about. It makes us uncomfortable, and rightfully so. But if we don't talk about it, we can't stop it, and it doesn't make it easy for the survivors. When people can't talk about their experiences, they feel alone and can't get the support they need. Often, when we know someone has been hurt, we want to help, but we aren't sure what to do. We may be afraid we'll say or do the wrong thing and make it worse. There are simple things we can do to show our support. We can listen without judging, we can believe them, we can tell them they didn't deserve it and it wasn't their fault. We can ask them how we can help. What are some ways you can show your support?
These wise words are supported by the Hypertherm Hope Foundation, a proud sponsor of WISE and our goal to end violence, share hope, and change lives.
And now the weather forecast for the listening area. This includes the upper Connecticut River Valley, northeast Vermont, northwest New Hampshire. Compliments of your friends at Wells River Chevrolet, which is part of the Autosaver Group. And that's a really big deal. It's in the Autosaver Group's Big Deal Plus. That comes at no charge with the purchase or lease of every new or used vehicle.
Hi, this is Grace from the Autosaver Group's Wells River Chevrolet. Chevy has some really great vehicles like the sporty and affordable Trax, Trailblazer, and Equinox. We have the third row Traverse, the Tahoe, and of course the Chevy Silverado. Wells River Chevy. We also have the all-electric Blazer, Equinox, and Silverado EVs. We have something for everyone, and they all come with a Big Deal Plus. Stop by or shop online anytime at wellsriverchevy.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, partly to mostly cloudy. A rising chance of showers, mainly afternoon and over high terrain, with some snow possibly mixing in there. Valley highs from the upper 40s to mid-50s. Tonight, periods of clouds, chance of evening showers, upper 20s to lower 30s. Partly to mostly cloudy Saturday, chance of sprinkles or mountain flurries. Valley highs mid-40s to around 50. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
Thank you, Lawrence. 20 minutes after 6:38 is the temperature. And that's an updated look at the weather. Compliments of Wells River Chevrolet. Part of the Autosaver Group, and that's a really big deal. Same great people, same great experience. And now the Big Deal Plus on the web at wellsriverchevy.com.
Hi, I'm Brian George, Junior Commercial Loan Officer at Wells River Savings. What makes a good bank? For some, it's convenience. For others, it's trust. At Wells River Savings Bank, you don't have to choose. For over 130 years, we've been right here in your community. Neighbors helping neighbors, offering the financial tools you need, paired with the personal service you deserve. Whether it's buying your first home, growing your business, or planning for the future, our local experts are ready to guide you every step of the way. We may be your small town bank, but we bring the knowledge and experience of a big bank, delivered with a friendly smile you know and trust. Wells River Savings Bank, where community comes first and financial success follows. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Wells River Savings Bank, your good neighbor bank. It's good to know your neighbors.
Hey, good morning. 28 minutes after 6 and still hanging around 37, 38 degrees. We'll be warming up a bit, but forecasters are saying higher elevations might be picking up a little bit of snow again. Before we check out the weather, there's a Hunter Strong fundraiser coming up you might want to be taking part in. It's going to be happening November 22nd. It'll be from 5 to 10 p.m. It's a casino night fundraiser at the Clifford Memorial Building right here in Woodsville. Vegas-style table games, Texas Hold'em tournament, Plinko, mini golf, and more. There will be food, drinks, and DJ Kev providing music all night long. They invite you to come have fun while helping a great cause. Hunter Strong fundraiser. All donations get funny money to use and winnings used for an auction after of great prizes such as tickets, gift certificates, and more. That's coming up November 22nd, 5 to 10 p.m., and that will be at the Clifford Memorial Building in Woodsville, the Hunter Strong fundraiser. Now the weather forecast for the listening area. Compliments of your friends at St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, which is part of the Autosaver Group, where every deal comes with a Big Deal Plus, a 2-year unlimited schedule maintenance plan, which includes free state inspections for life.
So where's the big deal.
Holy schmoly, it's Matt LeCuyer from the Auto Saver Group, St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. The Drive into Fall event is rolling full throttle right now, and adventure is calling. This season, tackle Vermont back roads and beyond in true Jeep fashion with a brand new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo. It's yours for just $449 per month for 36 months with zero down. That's right, no money out of pocket, just pure capability, comfort, and confidence on every drive. But don't hit the brakes. These offers won't last long, and our inventory is moving fast. And get ready for some serious horsepower because the legendary Raminator monster truck is coming to St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on October 24th and 25th. See it live as it crushes cars and shakes the ground right here at your hometown dealership. So head to St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Memorial Drive just past the railroad tracks or visit stjohnsburycdjr.com. St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where Vermont comes to drive.
Stock number SJJ 25109. 10,000 miles per year, 30 cents per mile over. Tax title registration extra. Must have current Stellantis brand lease or non-Stellantis vehicle registered in household to qualify. First payment due at signing.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, partly to mostly cloudy, a rising chance of showers, mainly afternoon and over high terrain with some snow possibly mixing in there. Valley highs from the upper 40s to mid 50s. Tonight, periods of clouds, chance of evening showers, upper 20s to lower 30s. Partly to mostly cloudy Saturday, chance of sprinkles or mountain flurries. Valley highs mid 40s to around 50. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
Thank you, Lawrence. And our temps around 38 degrees and warming up just a bit today with the possibility of some snow, light snow in the higher elevations. Meanwhile, there you have it. The look at the weather. It's brought to you by St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, which is part of the Autosaver Group. They're online at stjohnsburycdjr.com. That's Gabby Barrett with Glory Days. And a good morning. It's 6:38. Steve and John are up until 9 o'clock this morning. A lot of guests that we'll be chatting with. And we're just a few minutes away from chatting with Erik White, the owner of Erik's Auto Body and Upper Valley RV right there in North Haverhill. Have a reminder, Trunk or Treat is coming back to BMU. Halloween Trunk or Treat, that is. And it's going to be from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., October 25th. That is tomorrow, Saturday. And they're seeking community members to set up a trunk. It's only $25 per trunk. And all you have to do is contact Ashley Kennedy for more information. And all proceeds go towards Blue Mountain Education Foundation. Coming up tomorrow, 11 a.m., 2 p.m., October 25th at BMU. The weather forecast, we're checking it for you right after this important message. This weekend, Corinth Volunteer Fire Department will have a drive-through haunted forest for 2 nights, Friday, October 24th and Saturday, October 25th from 7 to 9. Trunk or treat, 1 night only, Saturday evening, October 25th, 5:30 to 7:30. Both events will be at the Fall Field, Fairground Road in East Corinth. A $10 donation is suggested. The concession stand will be open too. All proceeds benefit Corinth Volunteer Fire Department. This message brought to you by PTO's Repair, your local Fisher Plow sales and service dealer. 6:39, now the weather. It's being brought to you by Chief Crushing and Excavation, and they have aggregate needs that include sand, gravel, topsoil, clay fill, stay mat, ledge, and specialty items such as blue ledge and septic sand. You can call Chief at 802-584-3868. Line up your projects, and if you need material, some of those things we just mentioned and more, Chief can take care of your needs at Chief Crushing and Excavation.
Chief Crushing and Excavation has plenty of products that can be delivered to you from one of their many nearby locations. Products available include sand for septic systems, crushed gravel, topsoil, clay fills, stay mat, ledge, and specialty items such as blue ledge and gravel. Chief Crushing and Excavation is fully insured and has Vermont and New Hampshire locations near you, including Wells River Quarry, the South Rygate Pit, Nick's Aggregate and Pike, and Blaisdell Sand and Gravel in North Haverhill. Excavation and full land clearing services are also available. For quarry operation hours, pricing, and directions, call Chief Crushing and Excavation at 802-584-3868.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, partly to mostly cloudy, a rising chance of showers, mainly afternoon and over high terrain with some snow possibly mixing in there. Valley highs from the upper 40s to mid 50s. Tonight, periods of clouds, chance of evening showers, upper 20s to lower 30s. Partly to mostly cloudy Saturday, chance of sprinkles or mountain flurries. Valley highs mid 40s to around 50. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
Thank you, Lawrence. At 6:41, we're sitting at 38 degrees. Route 302 Broadcast Studios. Updated weather this time brought to you by Chief Crushing and Excavation. And they have products available locally from 4 convenient locations, including the Wells River Quarry, the South Rygate Pit, Nick's Aggregate and Pike, and also Blaisdell Sand and Gravel in North Haverhill. Call Chief. Do it today. Line up your projects. 802-584-3868. 6:41 coming up a few minutes. We'll be chatting with Erik White at Erik's Auto Body and Upper Valley RV in North Haverhill. All right, it is 6:45. We head to North Haverhill as we said we were going to. And good morning, Erik. How you doing?
Good morning, Steve. I'm well, and yourself?
Good, thanks. Been a while since we got an update from Erik's Auto Body and Upper Valley RV. And you, in the last few months or the last year, put an addition on that place, didn't you?
Well, we're started. I mean, we got a good jump on it. We got to finish it this fall. But yeah, we're getting there. That's a new addition, so we can do 2 campers at a time. That's just grown phenomenally well, so we needed some more space.
Yeah. So you've got Erik's Auto Body, Upper Valley RV. You've been in the industrial park how long now?
Oh, my goodness. We were talking about this the other day. We've been over here since 2019. So
okay. 6
it's been
years?
a minute.
Yeah. 6 or 7 years.
Hard to believe. It's hard to believe.
So what's going on in the auto body world?
So, I mean, you know, as everybody knows, things always change. Vehicles are always changing. Parts are always changing. You know, right now this is going into, you know, kind of a busier time of year. Unfortunately, we do a lot of animal strikes this time of year, bear, deer, things like that. So, you know, those are jobs we don't really count on having. We've got a full boat, and then, you know, some of these cars get towed in and whatnot. So this is definitely the busiest part of the year.
I assume that needs a quicker turnaround when you hit an animal or something.
Yeah, you know, most of the time, everybody with full coverage insurance has a 30-day rental. Generally, sometimes they don't. So, you know, 30 days, it is a long time, but that's what we try to, you know, it takes a couple weeks sometimes just to get everything figured out with insurance companies, and then we'll jump on it and get it in and get it out.
Parts availability?
You know, sometimes there's some odd things out there that have been delayed, but for the most part, we've been pretty fortunate to have parts, you know, 2-3 days. So, you know, that's been good.
Cool. We don't need to mention names, but are some vehicles safer than others?
Yes, that's a good question. You know, we work on all makes, all models. Some of them you take apart and you say, geez, that's doesn't look very safe, but, you know, it's all with crash zones, with the crush zones when these vehicles hit something, whether it's a tree, an animal. So it all depends on, you know, how these cars are structured. You know, they're all safe. It's just some might be just built a little tougher than others, I guess.
All right, so if somebody wanted to stop in and give you a call, if they were in the, you know, maybe looking at a used vehicle or a new vehicle, you might be able to give them some ideas?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You know, there's we have a lot of young kids around here that are always looking for used vehicles, and we get a lot of phone calls from parents just regarding that issue. You know, what's safer than? You know, it all depends on what you're looking for. So,
okay. Do you have a minute sometimes to pull a vehicle in and take a look at it before they make the purchase, you know, on a used vehicle to make sure it's okay?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can pull it in. We don't have a lift, but we have means of getting them up to be able to look underneath them. So we've done it many times. So
okay.
Anytime, yeah.
All right, yeah. You never know what you're buying.
No, you don't. It's we all look at them, and they might be nice and pretty on the outside, but, you know, we live in the North Country, and a couple of winters with no maintenance, you know, they go fast.
You know, we're talking vehicles. Do you anything, motorcycles, that type of stuff?
We do a few paint jobs on motorcycles. I mean, I have done a few insurance claims where, you know, a motorcycle was let down lightly, so it wasn't a lot of damage. But, you know, those are, you know, if one of those goes down, generally it's totaled. You know, we live in a throwaway world, so it doesn't take much to total them.
Certainly, yeah. Talking with Erik White, owner of Upper Valley RV, and, of course, Erik's Auto Body in North Haverhill. So let's change our direction now and talk about Upper Valley RV. And what you're doing this a couple of years now?
Yeah, so we just actually, this is our going into the third year with the Flex Armor part of the RV world. As a lot of people have heard our ad on the radio, you know, we're an authorized Flex Armor RV roof installer. That we do 2 a week. Sometimes we get lucky, we can squeak a third one in. That was the reason for, or is the reason for this addition, so we can streamline a couple more of those. But along with the Flex Armor part, you know, some of these coaches, they get underneath an underpass and they might, you know, tear our air conditioner off. So There may be some interior damage. We do a lot of that stuff along with that. And then, yes, we change hot water heaters and service most of those travel trailers. We don't get into a lot of the Class A and Class B, the chassis type repairs, but we certainly can do most anything. I think we've done, I'm going to guess about 15 to 16 winterizations this year. We're getting cold, and if people are listening and haven't quite got their camper winterized yet, we've got some time left to do that before it gets real cold.
What does that mean, winterizing?
So most of the time it's making sure there's no just pure water left in your drains or in your water lines. So we'll pump an antifreeze through all those lines and put it in their drains and make sure they don't break over the winter.
Do you have means to store RVs or that type of stuff over the winter?
That's coming. I do have enough place to keep about 20 campers here. Usually those are folks that I'm keeping for the winter for the flex armor part of things. But that is coming. We were lucky enough to purchase the lot to the north of us, and that is one of our ideas, our plans is to put a big storage building up. Most of the folks around here get to store them down at the fairgrounds. So, we know that there's a waiting list down there and it's needed. So that's definitely something we'll have available for next year. Just, the year's running out this year. So
other than RVs, and of course it's other than just the tag along, you do the ones that you can actually drive, but do horse trailers, that type of stuff as well?
Yeah. Anything with the trailer. We were lucky enough again for the third year in a row to go be vendors up to Freiburg Fair, and we get a lot of questions about what this can go on. Of course, it could go on a million different applications, but it's designed for trailer roofs. So anything with the trailer roof, utility trailers, snowmobile trailers, horse trailers, like you said, and all RVs. Whether they're Class A, B, C, or tow behinds, fifth wheels. That's what we do.
And the same would imply, I guess, if you're buying an RV or maybe any kind of trailer, going back to what we were talking about with vehicles, before they purchase and they want to have it checked out, you can do that.
Yeah, it's a little more difficult to move a trailer.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's I myself and we have another person that we could rely on to go check it out if it was within a relative, close distance. Most people, I just tell them what to look for.
Sure.
So,
okay.
Especially with the roofs, it doesn't take much to find out if it's got a soft spot or a leak, or even if it was dry rotted because of a previous leak. We find it. That's the first thing we look for and find. So
awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have regular hours there?
Yep, we're here 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. We do meet a lot of people on Saturdays for drop off and pick up. Moving into the fall season, we've got a lot of deer hunting coming up, so Saturdays are pretty short. But yeah, no, we're here for people. Special appointments if needed, we can make that happen. So.
Right. And going back to checking out vehicles, I assume there's a small fee to take a look at vehicles or whatever for people.
Not really.
No?
We're a small town. We like to help out people. We want to save their money for them in case they need it in the future to come with us. So, and unless we had to spend multiple hours on it, we wouldn't charge folks.
Yeah, good service. All right. Any final words this morning?
No, it's like I said, we're end of summer. If people are thinking about a flex armor roof or anything with their RV this winter, we have some room, we have some time. We have the ability to do what's needed. So just give us a call and we'll get you in.
Yeah, it sounds like we're pretty fortunate to have the Upper Valley RV.
It's been good, Steve. Like we said, this is going into the third year. Every month it seems like you get a different question on something we haven't dove into yet, but there's some folks around here that are helping us with those moves, so it's been really good. It's been a good turn.
Yeah, good for you guys. All right, there in Industrial Park, North Haverhill, and boy, we'll talk with you in a few weeks and see how things are going as we head into winter, all right?
Absolutely, Steve. Thank you.
Enjoy the weekend.
Have a good day.
Thanks. That's Erik White, the owner of Upper Valley RV and Erik's Auto Body right there in North Haverhill, and check them out. We're at 6:54. I'm Stephen John and friends. We're up another couple of hours, heading into a busy 7 and 8 o'clock hour. Hope you can stick around with us. We'll take a break here. When we get back, we'll take another look at the weather forecast for the listening area. It's approaching 6:57. We get ready to check out the weekend weather. Compliments of your friends at Farmway in Bradford. And they've got what you've been hunting for: camouflage and wool hunting clothing, warm boots for hunting and hiking, binoculars, targets, ammunition and firearms, a whole bunch more at Farmway right there in Bradford. Gear up for cold weather from head to toe with a trip to Farmway in Bradford. They're stocked high with footwear, clothing, and winter accessories to keep you comfortable no matter what. Their winter woolies will keep you warm and dry. The choices include smart wool and darn tough socks, Uggs, and acorn slippers, minus 33 long underwear and clothing, Johnson wool pants and jackets. All this and more, including numerous world-famous names that you have trusted for years. Gear up for cold weather from head to toe with a trip to Farmway in Bradford.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, partly to mostly cloudy, a rising chance of showers, mainly afternoon and over high terrain with some snow possibly mixing in there. Valley highs from the upper 40s to mid 50s. Tonight, periods of clouds, chance of evening showers, upper 20s to lower 30s. Partly to mostly cloudy Saturday, chance of sprinkles or mountain flurries. Valley highs mid 40s to around 50. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
Thank you, Lawrence. 6:58, updated weather brought to you by Farmway, getting into that time of the year. And so we chatted a few minutes ago with Erik White down at Erik's Auto Body in Upper Valley RV, and he mentioned this time of the year, vehicle collisions with bear and deer and whatever their wildlife is that's running around this time of the year. Well, it is hunting season, and Farmway can help you out. They've got the camouflage and wool hunting clothing, warm boots for hunting and hiking, binoculars, targets, ammunition, and a whole lot more right there. Farmway, open Monday through Saturday, 8:30 to 5:30, Fridays until 8. They are closed Sundays, and major holidays at Farmway. And there you have an updated look at the weather forecast for the listening area. Temperature right now is right around 38 degrees. Few things happening in the listening area that we want to pass along. This would be Squam Lake's Natural Science Center reminding you that they are calling you to enjoy a special day outdoors with family and friends at Squam Lake's Natural Science Center's annual Fall New Hampshire Day, Sunday, October 26th, this Sunday. That'll be from 9:30 to 5 with just $8 trail admission. Regular rates, 28, adults 26, seniors 22. And this is the perfect chance to discover the wonders of nature close to home. That's at Squam Lake's Natural Science Center, celebrating Fall New Hampshire Day with the $8 admission for residents of New Hampshire. We're almost at 7 o'clock. That means we're getting set to check out the latest world and national news, compliments of the CBS World News Network. Right here at your country, WYKR Haverhill, WTWN Wells River, and W286DE Wells River at 105.1 FM. We come out of the news chatting with Charlie Gray at Four Corners Farm in South Newbury, and then a conversation I had earlier this week with Winston Oakes, the owner of Budget KB and Millwork in North Haverhill. Right now, though, as we hit 7 o'clock, it is time to take a break and check out the latest world and national news from CBS.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. We begin with developing news on trade talks. President Trump has just canceled negotiations with Canada.
The president is upset with an anti-tariff ad released by the province of Ontario. It features a 1987 radio address given by the late President Ronald Reagan, in which he said tariffs lead to fierce trade wars that hurt Americans.
Markets shrink and collapse, businesses and industries shut down, and millions of people lose their jobs.
The Ronald Reagan Foundation says the ad used selective audio and misrepresents Reagan's address. Canada is the U.S.'s second largest trading partner after Mexico. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Stick a fork in it. The entire east wing of the White House is now entirely gone, demolished. The first lawsuit's been filed by a couple in Virginia to try to stop any further damage from the president's plan to build a massive new ballroom. This tourist weighed in.
I think it's incredibly unfortunate. I think he was dishonest about his intent in terms of we're not going to touch anything, like it's going to be close but not touching, and then now we're completely demolishing it.
The White House insists the president has full legal authority. Federal investigators are not ruling out more arrests after yesterday's announcement about 2 massive betting scandals in the NBA. They allegedly involved big names like Portland Trailblazers coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier. Rozier is accused of faking an injury to leave a game early. His attorney, Jim Trusty.
You know what's critical about all this? And our day will come, but he had medical follow-up in the days after. He had a bunch of people that he appropriately confided in that he had an injury, and he didn't play another game.
Charges against some of the 34 others arrested so far: rigged poker games backed by the mafia. Alaska Airlines flights are taking off again after a technology outage forced a ground stop. CBS's Chris Van Cleve.
Alaska Airlines and its regional airline Horizon asked the FAA for a ground stop, basically halting departures of Alaska flights while they deal with this IT issue.
Almost 400 flights were affected overnight. More than 130 have been canceled or delayed so far today. The daughter of a former U.S. president has finally been laid to rest next to her father, her mother, and her sister. Barbara Vorndick, a Virginia schoolteacher, helped raise money to recover Eliza Monroe Hayes' remains from an unmarked grave in Père Lachaise Cemetery in Paris.
It was a relief, really, to see her coffin in the ground with her family.
President James Monroe's daughter died penniless and alone in Paris in 1840. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Well, I guess the harvest is about done, isn't it, Charlie?
The harvest is almost done, but the bounty is still in the farm stand.
Awesome.
So just because we're closing down doesn't mean our farm stand is just packed full of all sorts of goodies. I was in there yesterday, Stephen. It was we got cherry tomatoes, we got big tomatoes, we still got the saladette tomatoes, we got all the peppers. So this is the time to. I've been really getting into the hot, so kind of challenging myself to see how hot I can go up on the scale with our hot peppers. That's always fun to do. You're making a stir fry or doing a little saute. Throw a jalapeno in there and see how you can take it.
All right. So another experiment by Charlie at Four Corners Farm. Man, you must be proud when you walk into the farm stand and see what you've accomplished, though.
Yeah, especially this season with such the ups and downs of we started this season thinking it was the weather was going to be like last year where we were just going to get more rain than we needed, and then sort of the rain dissipated in early June there, and now we're this rain this week was very helpful. I mean, I think I've talked to quite a few farmers in the valley, and I think everybody is just it really makes us feel better because if we hadn't got the rain this week, it's just things are pretty dry and. It's more than just a surface drought that we're at now, as they classified this whole region under a severe drought. So it's more of the drought level goes further down in the ground than just on the surface. So getting this rain this week, and we have a lot of fall cover crops out there to try to keep the ground covered throughout the winter. So it's really good for them to get wet, and so those will germinate and sprout. And, it's probably I wouldn't be surprised if it was a Guinness World Record, but we've been picking strawberries here at Four Corners Farm now for 4.5 months, or almost it'll be 5 months on the 1st of November. So wow. It's one of those things that my dad did this 10 years ago. He was able to get us to picking strawberries all year round, and then or not all year round, but with
sure
right from the summer to the fall, it was definitely a rarity from 30 years ago or 40 years ago. Strawberry season here in Vermont was only 3 weeks, and now we're able to pick for a longer extended period of time. It definitely comes with its challenges, and to get the plants established, especially these ever-bearing varieties that we talk about, the Albion and our fall-bearing varieties. They're very hard to get established, but once they get established, they can handle a little bit of our weird weather. But getting them established is really hard, and it's kind of a nicer season to have them, trickle in over the weeks and, when in our June crop where everything comes just all at once.
Sure. Now, as you move towards, 2026 and with the drought that we just experienced, do you have to rethink anything for next year?
Yeah. So, and I think I was looking at the weather pattern too, the larger weather pattern. I think we're just, we're leaving kind of a neutral zone, and I think they call it the La Nina. I think we're moving into a La Nina. So you have to talk to Mark Breen about that and see how Vermont was the last time we were in a La Nina. because we just came out of El Nino and that was pretty warm. So maybe we'll have a little cooler than average winters, which would be nice.
True, yeah. And you like the snow, so what's your take? We going to have more snow this year?
Yeah, so my wife, who teaches yoga at her studio down in Lyme, she says if you want things, you should try to manifest them. So for quite a while now, I've been manifesting that it's going to snow the whole month of December. We'll get like 10 feet of snow.
Wow.
Right? Bury everything right over the houses, and then beautiful 20 degrees, and teens at night for the rest of the winter. That's my prediction.
Wow, that's an accomplishment if that can happen. We'll see. We'll talk month to month as we roll into the first of the year and see how that goes. Meanwhile, go ahead.
You go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, going back to the farm stand, it's in great shape then as we head into the Thanksgiving holiday.
Yes, that was like one of the hard things is we had so many items that fit into the farm stand to try to close it up so it's a little warmer in there. But we did make it fit. So it's Halloween's coming right up around the corner. So we have pumpkins still available. We have the decorative corn. We have, as I said, all the tomatoes. We still have all the peppers. We still have eggplant. We have lettuce and our mixed greens. We'll have those for at least the next couple weeks. As I said, out in the field, there's still carrots. We got spinach, beets are still available. If you're looking to dry some dill for your own, for a spice for the winter, we have dill available. Brussels sprouts, lots of kale, but everything else is, except for some strawberries and raspberries, everything else is in the farm stand, and it is still chock-a-block full. So, enjoy. Everybody should come down, and over the next couple of weeks, really enjoy this, what we have left, because it's, as I said, once everything's gone, we're not eating our own soil again till almost May. So.
Yeah. Okay. The hours of the farm stand are?
We're every day from 9 to 5.
9 to 5 still. All right. So it sounds like you got plenty on board there. We'll have to chat again next week. It'll be Halloween.
Yeah. Yes, we'll talk on Halloween and give you a kind of a recap of everything we've done in the last 2 weeks. It's been a busy farm here. We can go in a little more depth of what we do to try to put the farm to sleep so it's all ready for the spring.
All right. Well, enjoy, and we'll talk to you next Friday.
All right. See you next week.
Thanks, Charlie. That's Charlie Gray, representing the Gray family, Four Corners Farm, South Newbury. 10 minutes after 7. I'm Stephen John. And we've got a lot to do in the next couple of hours. A lot of people that we'll be chatting with. As a matter of fact, a couple of days ago, I chatted with Winston Oakes, the owner of Budget KB and Millwork in North Haverhill. We'll be listening to that conversation momentarily. But first, another updated look at the weather forecast as we head into the weekends, being brought to you this time by Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, and Littleton, home of the big deal. All right, Lawrence, thank you. 11 after 7, 7:11. We take a look at the forecast this time around. Compliments of your friends at Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Littleton, home of the big deal. Check them out. And Lawrence will be chatting with us in a few minutes. He's pinch hitting for Mark Breen this week. Lawrence Hayes, who is the meteorologist, or one of the meteorologists at the Fairbanks Museum. And our weekly conversation via telephone shortly after 7:30 this morning at Your Country WY. Okay.
We'll see what we got left.
Good. Right there. Budget Lumber right there under the historic Water Tower in North Haverhill. And your hours are what?
8 to 4 weekdays, Monday through Friday.
Budget Lumber in North Haverhill. All right, Winston, thanks for the update.
Sure.
7:21. We'll take a break here, looking at the weather forecast momentarily. And the birthdays and anniversaries, they're just a few minutes away. It's 7:30, and then we come out of that chatting with the Fairbanks Museum. And Mark's not with us this week. Lawrence Hayes, meteorologist, will be pinch hitting for Mark Breen. All that's coming up in the next few minutes.
So where's the big deal?
Holy schmoly, it's Matt LeCuyer from the Auto Saver Group, St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. The Drive into Fall event is happening right now, and we're dropping prices like never before. All 2025 Ram 1500 Tradesman Big Horn models are now 20% off MSRP. That's savings up to $16,392. Whether you're hauling, towing, or taking on Vermont back roads, the tough and reliable Ram 1500 is ready for anything. You can lease a brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Big Horn Crew Cab for just $499 per month for 42 months with zero down. No games, no gimmicks, just real savings on real trucks. And get ready for some serious horsepower. The legendary Raminator monster truck is coming to St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on October 24th and 25th. See it live as it crushes cars and shakes the ground right here at your hometown dealership. St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where Vermont comes to drive.
Stock number SJR 25178. Lease is 10,000 miles per year, 30 cents per mile over. Tax, title, registration extra. Must have Stellantis Marine lease or non-Stellantis Marine vehicle registered in household to qualify. First payment due at signing. MSRP is a price set by the manufacturer and does not necessarily reflect the price paid by consumers.
22 minutes after 7 and 39 degrees. Let's take a look at it. The weather forecast for the listening area. It's being brought to you by Woodsville Power Equipment with sales, service, parts, repairs, rental equipment, their expert advice. Bobcat of Woodsville on the lot. And in the last few months, they've added Milwaukee equipment. Stop in, check it out. They can keep you running no matter what the weather and no matter what time of the year it is. They're at 4942 Dartmouth College Highway. And if you can't get in there, give them a call. Right there in Woodsville, 603-747-2322. Choose a top-rated Husqvarna leaf blower to make quick work of leaves, grass clippings, and more. Woodsville Power Equipment Tool and Rental has handheld to backpack blowers. Their range is designed for homeowners and pros. With a Husqvarna leaf blower in hand, you can get rid of leaves, straw, grass, cobwebs, sand, and gravel without any hard work. With high power, low vibrations, and a smoother starting, you can be sure your leaf blower will handle the task smoothly. To learn more about the dependability of Husqvarna, contact Woodsville Power Equipment Tool and Rental.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, partly to mostly cloudy, a rising chance of showers, mainly afternoon and over high terrain with some snow possibly mixing in there. Valley highs from the upper 40s to mid 50s. Tonight, periods of clouds, chance of evening showers, upper 20s to lower 30s. Partly to mostly cloudy Saturday, chance of sprinkles or mountain flurries. Valley highs mid-40s to around 50. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
All right, we'll find out what he means more specifically when he said snow when we chat with Lawrence in just a few minutes, shortly after 7:30, right after birthdays and anniversaries. With the weekend weather for the upper Connecticut River Valley, northeast Vermont, northwest New Hampshire. Compliments of your friends at Woodsville Power Equipment at 4942 Dartmouth College Highway. Bobcat of Woodsville is also on the lot, so be sure to stop in, check them out. You can head out to their Facebook page and like them there, and you can also go to their website, woodsvillepowerequipment.com. And you'll be amazed at what they have to offer you. Meanwhile, if you can't get in there, give them a call, 603-747-2322. It's that easy. And a good morning. We're checking birthdays and anniversaries on this Friday. It's the 24th day of October, 2025. And we have a lot of birthdays and anniversaries today. Let's get started with the birthdays first. Celebrating Rocky Bunnell, Justin Wolfe, Brandon Moyse, Mason Tomlinson, Christopher McGinnis, James Lang, Brian Flagg, and Michaela Elliott Mitchell. Our happy anniversary wishes today are to Paul and Barbara Bullio, Irving and Nancy Lang, and to Philip and Debbie Page celebrating 42 years in Dillon, Montana. And there you have it, our complete list as it's been put together for us today. Birthdays and anniversaries Friday, October 24th. Again, celebrating today, Michaela Elliott Mitchell, Brian Flagg, James Lang, Christopher McGinnis, Mason Tomlinson, Brandon Moyse, Justin Wolfe, and Rocky Bunnell. Our happy anniversary wishes are to Philip and Debbie Page celebrating 42 years in Dillon, Montana. Irving and Nancy Lang, and Paul and Barbara Bullio. And that's it. That's our local list as it's been put together for us for the Swenson Insurance Agency in Bradford. A regular feature every day of the year, shortly after 7:30 at Your Country WYKR. The birthdays and the anniversaries.
Distracted driving can take many forms, such as changing music, eating, or talking on the phone. But the most dangerous by far is texting while driving. Although it may seem harmless in the moment, it takes your hands off the wheel, your eyes off the road, and your mind off driving. A dangerous and sometimes deadly combination. Be a responsible driver. Turn on an auto reply feature or app that notifies your friends and family that you're driving and cannot reply. Or better yet, turn off your phone entirely. Please, pledge to never drive distracted. It's not worth your life or anyone else's. Take it from me and MMG, protecting your piece of the world.
The Swenson Insurance Agency of Bradford is an independent agency that represents regional and national insurance companies to meet your insurance needs. The professional staff can provide you with the expertise you deserve to make the best insurance buying decisions. Service is their best policy at the Swenson Insurance Agency, Bradford. Don't miss breakfast and lunch. It's served every day at Hatch Lane Farm, Wicked Good Dairy Delights in North Haverhill. Their weekday specials and daily soups are coming back in force. They do take-out catering too. Sandwich platters, breakfast platters, crocks of soup, casseroles, meatballs, and more. Seasonal items are available for a limited time, including apple cider from Patch Orchards. Hatchland Eggnog will be available the first week of November. Don't forget to enjoy breakfast and lunch at Hatch Lane Farm, Wicked Good Dairy Delights, located at Route 10, North Haverhill. All right, as we've said a few times this morning, we've got Lawrence Hayes, our meteorologist today, who's pinch hitting for Mark Breen, who I guess at this point may be tromping through the woods, right?
It's getting to that time of year where Mark has his hunting trips. Yeah, so he's actually. I think that there might be something different going on this time around, having to do with grandkids or something of that nature.
Sure.
So I'm a little not fully well versed in what Mark is doing, but I'm sure he's having fun wherever he is.
Yeah, well, we all have our personal lives, right? Anyway, Lawrence, you provide our weather forecast on a regular basis, meteorologist at the Fairbanks Museum. Are you doing other things, teaching, or this the only thing you're doing now, Lawrence?
This is pretty much my main gig. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So we heard the forecast a few minutes ago, and you mentioned something about snow in the higher elevation. So what's going on, Lawrence?
Yeah, so, well, that's one of the things we're trying to emphasize is that we have these situations arise pretty much invariably every fall. It varies a little bit in terms of exactly when it occurs, but obviously up to not too long ago, we had quite a warm autumn, and things obviously have gotten considerably cooler in the valleys over the past few days. But still, conditions in the valleys over the next few days through the weekend will be a little bit below average temperature-wise, but it won't be anything ridiculous. It won't be too far off the beaten track for this point in October. But at the present time, we have a very large trough in the jet stream overhead, and that's helping to create a situation where the below average temperatures, so-called, are much more pronounced over the higher terrain. And so just trying to let people know that if you have recreational plans in the mountains, especially if you're going to be above, say, 2,500 or 3,000 feet, then you really want to dress really more for the winter than for the late autumn. And is often the case, that's going to be especially pronounced over the higher terrain over in New Hampshire, say above 5,000 feet, where it's going to be like full-on winter with wind chills in the single digits and teens and snow and so on. And so I'm just trying to let people know that the mountain conditions under these circumstances are pretty radically different than they are in the valleys. And so just letting people know that. And in terms of overall snow accumulations, even over the higher terrain of the White Mountains, you're probably only looking at an inch or two. But again, it's really the cold that's more the concern for anyone who might be planning on going there.
Okay.
And for the valley locations, more like mid-40s to around 50 for highs today. So like I said, that's not too crazy for this time of year.
You have any predictions for winter snow?
Long and cold.
Okay. That's good. Not going out on a limb on that one, that's for sure. Anyway, we're chatting. Go ahead. Yeah?
I don't see any reason to think that this winter is going to be particularly out of the ordinary. And to be frank, Mark is a little bit more adventuresome in terms of giving seasonal forecasts in that way. I'm usually a little shy about making any predictions beyond like 2 weeks in the future.
Yeah, well, up here it's a difficult thing to do, that's for sure, my word.
But obviously we're hopeful that we'll get a lot of precipitation in whatever form, to help with the drought, because
Sure.
Even if it's snow, when it melts in the spring, that will help at that point, And the one piece of good news as far as that goes is we are now above average precipitation wise for the month of October. We're not above average enough to make a huge difference in the deficit that has accumulated over the year, but
Sure.
it's still, we'll take it where we can get it.
Right. So I assume maybe in the next few weeks, because Mark is quite avid out in the woods, that you'll be pinch hitting periodically, Lawrence.
Yeah, I at this point, it looks like I'll be back in the middle of November.
Okay.
Is the current.
Right. We'll take that. All right. So we know you've got a busy morning. Pinch hitting for Mark this morning. Lawrence Hayes, meteorologist, the Fairbanks Museum. Let's find out what the forecast looks like for the weekend, beginning with today then.
Well, of course, yeah. So scattered showers today, they will become more numerous in the afternoon, as I've tried to emphasize. Some summit-level snowflakes are possible. Valley highs, though, ranging from the mid-40s to around 50, so just the chilly autumn weather by that standard. For tonight, look for scattered rain or snow showers mainly early, lows in the low to mid-30s. For Saturday, we'll have partly to mostly cloudy skies. The overall precipitation situation will be less robust, just a chance of sprinkles or a mountain flurry. Valley highs in the mid to upper 40s tomorrow, though, so a little bit colder still. And then for Sunday, we'll have a rising chance of rain or mountain snow showers mainly during the afternoon, and highs in the valleys on Sunday, again, just in the mid to upper 40s, so a bit chilly.
Yeah, well, hey, we're transitioning. We're, middle of fall, heading to the middle of fall in a hurry, aren't we?
Yeah, we've definitely had kind of a sea change in our weather over the past few days, and looking into next week, it doesn't look like things are going to be in any hurry to change from this pattern that has developed, which is basically cool and occasionally unsettled. And the Halloween forecast is looking like a big question mark at this point. It depends on which computer model you look at. Some depict dry weather, but others depict rain, which, of course, for those of us looking for drought relief, we'll take the rain wherever we can get it.
We certainly will, yeah. And, of course, Halloween 1 week from today. Hey, Lawrence, thanks for the update today. Make it a great weekend, okay?
Thank you, Steve. You too.
All right. Thank you much. All right. There you have it. Lawrence Hayes, the meteorologist, pinch hitting for Mark Breen this week. Compliments our friends at Hatchland Farm. Of course, Wicked Good Dairy Delights and Profile Meats located on Route 10 in North Haverhill. And our next conversation will be with Lauren Nelson, the owner of LC Design Concepts. She's on the move, moving from her location right here in downtown Wells River to Route 10 in North Haverhill. More details on that coming up. All right before we check out the weather forecast, we've got today's specials being served. Tuttle's Family Diner right here in downtown Wells River. And it looks like the fall plate is available for the second day in a row. It's so popular. Now, it's a cup of Aaron's homemade baked beans, along with a cup of homemade potato salad and a hot dog. Wow. And then you get, grilled chicken Parmesan wrap with chips and pickle, if you want to do that. How about the haddock sandwich with chips and pickle? And tuna melt on a homemade oat and rye bread with chips and pickle. Their soup today is beef barley, and they have all the seafood on board today. That includes the strip clams, whole belly clams, haddock, scallops, and shrimp. You can order these specials or go to the regular menu if you prefer. Tuttle's Family Diner is located in downtown Wells River. 7:42, current temps 39 degrees. Weather forecast brought to you by Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. You can visit them online at barharbor.bank. Award-winning banking every day across northern New England. Member FDIC, equal housing member. All right, 7:45, as we said, and temps hanging around 40 degrees. Not a real heat wave, but, hey, we're heading to the middle of fall, as Lawrence just said. Updated weather this time around brought to you by Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. You can visit them online at barharbor.bank. Award-winning banking every day across northern New England. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All right, we said downtown Wells River, Tuttle's Family Diner. You are leaving downtown Wells River.
I am.
Like in a hurry.
Morning, yes.
Well, it hasn't been in a hurry. But.
It hasn't been. It feels like it's been forever. But yes, the moving truck came to the showroom at 31 Main Street this Wednesday, and we get everything but the kitchen sink moved out.
Literally.
Literally. The slop sink in the utility room is still there, and the toilet in the bathroom.
So why the move?
I was kind of running out of space in the showroom in Wells River, and I didn't have storage. So this building in North Haverhill came up, and it was just what we needed to move to the next stage of LC Design Concepts and have storage, be able to accept some deliveries, and also to own something.
You really can make this yours.
Yeah, I've rented in Wells River, it's been 5 years in
Mhm.
that building, and it was a great 5 years, and it was a good first step. But
Yeah.
this is the next chapter, and it's exciting, and it's bittersweet. I haven't really even had a second to sort of reflect on the fact that it's been 5 years and that we're moving on to something different, because it's just been get this display taken apart, pack
Mhm.
this box, do this, do that. And so I think this weekend, everything's been moved. This weekend I got to clean up the space in Wells River, and then the journey of putting everything back together in the new showroom begins. But I think this weekend will kind of hit me that moment of standing in that empty space in Wells River and knowing that I'm moving to the new space. But
It'll be a turning point for you in North Haverhill too, then.
yes,
right?
I'm excited. There's decent parking. It's easier for trucks to come stop and make a delivery. And that's one of the things I'm excited about, is having a warehouse, so that if, say, I order just a vanity, that used to be quite a process. I'd have to call the trucking company and say, I'll meet you at P&H truck stop, because as anyone knows, in Wells River, it's not exactly easy for a tractor trailer to just stop right in downtown and drop something off. So I would inevitably meet the truck at P&H, and Mother Nature, she's lovely, and guaranteed that the day I had to meet a truck, it was never sunny,
Right.
it was raining, or it was snowy. And then just the logistics of that. Is it going to fit in my SUV, or do I need to coordinate with somebody else in a pickup truck to get it, or coordinate with homeowner to meet me there? And we've done that, and it's worked for 5 years, but it's nerve-wracking every single time.
I'll bet.
And homeowner, the last one that we picked up, he had an open-top trailer, and it was kind of iffy. It was cloudy. We got all the cabinets loaded, and then it just started pouring. And so it was like, all right, well, send it, dude. Get home, get them out of the
Right.
boxes
Wipe
in the
'em
garage,
down.
wipe them down. So that's what I'm excited for in the new space, the addition of the warehouse and the small parts, and also the order completion parts. Like, oops, we cut a piece of crown molding wrong, or this door is funky looking, let's get a replacement. Being able to receive those orders there in the showroom, not having to leave the showroom, just means I'm going to be so much more efficient, not having to interrupt my day to leave the showroom. I can just get up from my desk when the truck pulls in, unload, and then go back to what I was doing. So, and the new showroom space is so different from Wells
Exciting.
River.
Exciting.
It's exciting. I have a bunch of new displays on order. So the plan is this week is sort of just recuperating and putting displays back together. And I have a feeling once that's done and all the boxes are cleared out, it's going to look like a big empty space, because it's configured a lot differently than Wells River. So until the new displays come in, which those won't be here until end of December, it's going to look fairly empty in there, which is okay.
Yeah.
But it'll be put together. Where they're working out of there. I'm hoping this week pretty much everything will be put back together, and we were going to have the open flag out and post on social media that Saturday, November 1st, we'll have not like a grand opening or anything, but hey, we're open if you've been driving by wondering what the heck's going on in that building. Saturday's the day to come in and see it.
That's a week from tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
You do know that.
I know.
All right.
I know.
So does it make it different for your customers, because you've had Vermont sales tax, now New Hampshire? Is that a different dynamic or not?
Not technically. If something it's where everything gets delivered. So if you're in Vermont and your products get delivered to your house, you pay sales tax. If it gets delivered to New Hampshire and it happens to get picked up, then sales tax doesn't apply.
Okay.
I always tell people, if my business were ever to get audited, the state of Vermont would look at all the customers and their addresses, and you might get a lovely phone call from the state of Vermont sales tax department wondering why you haven't declared the sales tax on your income tax statement.
They know.
But, it's the same thing as if we go shopping over in Woodsville at Walmart. You're not paying sales tax, but if you went to the Walmart in Barrie or Berlin, Vermont, then you're paying sales tax on that item. So that's exciting.
Any other changes that you can think of now that you have your own space on Route 10 in North Haverhill that you stand back and think, oh, now I can do this and I can do that? Anything in that regard you want to share with us?
Yeah, you can swing a hammer and knock a hole in a wall anywhere you want.
Well, if you get locked in your own bathroom, I mean, you know how to get out.
I know. If anyone wants to hear that story, come down on November 1st, and I'll fill you in on that. The joys of being locked in a windowless bathroom with a fireproof door.
That happened.
It happened.
It's quite the story.
So the bathroom in the new space does not have a window, but we've purchased one. So this spring we will be putting a window in. So
Okay.
there's an escape route if you ever get locked in there. No, I think the exciting thing is just you can do whatever you want with the space, and people will see when they come to the showroom, the bathroom in the new space is quite bold. The color choice and wallpaper pattern, changing out the light fixtures, just things like that in a rental, in theory, you could do that, but you're supposed to put it back to what it was before. So in this case, you can do whatever you want, and, it's yours.
Interesting that you're in this particular place that you've purchased, because we've been in business, be 50 years next year. So seen some businesses come and go out of that spot.
I know.
So
the interesting thing is, the last business was a ice cream supply shop. So in the one part of the showroom, there's it's going to be a working kitchenette display, and I kept the 3-bay sort of utility sink that's sort of more of an industrial kitchen type sink. And, it's stainless steel. It's meant to be in a commercial kitchen, so it's relatively, the underside of it's ugly. You see the pipes, you see the legs and all that. So Sandy Parker at Cottage Creations is going to sew me a skirt to go around it. And I spent one night aimlessly searching the internet for fabric, and it had to be a certain color or pattern, blah, 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 all that. And I stumbled across this really kind of cool geometric pattern, but it's actually ice cream cones. So I got that, and kind of as a nod to the previous owner and what he used to do there. So I just thought that was kind of cool. Right. But yeah, I've heard a lot of people have stopped in and told me over the years, yeah, when I was a kid, this was X, Y, and Z. And it's really cool. If you look in the back of the building, a lot of people think it's attached to the bigger building in the back that used to be Mountain Milk. Now it's Bisson Trucking. There's actually like a 4-foot walkway between the two buildings, which is weird that it was built like that.
Yeah.
But if you go and look in the back, you can see the original 1930s structure with the really cool 30s gas station roof and everything. It's
So Andrew doesn't want curtains that have tractors or something on them?
Maybe at home. Not Well, I mean, somebody told me that it used to be a small engine repair shop, so maybe I should find something with lawnmowers or something on it for curtains.
I think as I remember, it was Vern's Small Engines. There might have been something before that. Then it was, I think, Deb's Wheel and Deal. Not sure after that. Of course, you got the ice cream stand, but yeah.
Well, and I think and people will notice there's new flooring throughout, except for the bathroom. I stripped the paint off of the floor, and you could tell that it used to be a garage floor, and so it's very industrial, worn-looking. I put some elbow grease into that and degreased it and scrubbed it, but it looks like a shop floor, and so we sealed it and left it kind of the raw industrial floor that it is. It's kind of cool looking when.
Yeah, and of course, the people that have always lived in North Haverhill would have stories that probably go back even further.
Yeah, somebody told me it was a Texaco gas station at some point.
It seems like I heard that too.
If anyone listening has photos, actually, I would love to see old photos of that building.
Yeah.
The building in Wells River, about 2 years into that space, someone came in and said, I was at a yard sale in it was nowhere near here, like Meredith, New Hampshire or something, and bought a box of old frames and prints and stuff. And when they went through the box, there was a photo from 1890 of the building in Wells River.
Really?
And she brought it in, and we had it framed, and it's so cool because you can see the structure is still the exact same as what that 31 Main Street is now, but it was SS Peach and Company.
Yeah.
And so I have that framed in the office, and it would be cool if anyone has any photos of the 2858 Dartmouth College Highway. That would be, I'd love to see it. I'll scan them so I could have a copy.
We have pictures of this building that we're in coming down the road from up where the interstate is, because this building used to be up in that vicinity. But when the interstate came through, things.
Oh, they moved it?
Things got moved.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final comments?
Come and see us at LC Design Concepts at the new location, 2858 Dartmouth College Highway, this coming not tomorrow, this coming Saturday, the 1st of November.
Week from tomorrow,
we'll have the open flag out. I'll probably put some balloons out, and we'll post on social media that, hey, we're open. Come and check it out. I know a lot of people have stopped and sort of looked in the windows when demo was happening.
Yeah, early.
So come see it when it's all done.
All right. Is on the move.
Yep.
Now has pulled out of Wells River, going to Route 10 in North Haverhill.
Yes.
More details. We'll chat with Lauren in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
She will be all settled, kind of.
It'll be old news.
All right. Have a good weekend.
You too.
And compliments of Ricker Funeral Home in Woodsville, locally owned, family operated. And understanding the benefits of pre-planning has prompted many to take the step to plan their own arrangements with Ricker Funeral Home, either in person or online at rickerfh.com. And for additional information, you could call them at 603-747-2717. We hope to be chatting with Brett Trahan shortly after 8 o'clock news as we head through the 8 o'clock hour, chatting with Brett Trahan, the now owner of West Ward Auto Repair in St. Johnsbury, and then move on to Valley Floors, and then the Party Store. Liz Shelton gives us a bi-weekly update. And then earlier this week, I had a conversation with the principal from Rivendell Academy, Patricia Rella, and we'll be listening to that, pushing probably 7:25-ish, 8:25-ish, excuse me. And then after that, we're expecting Dennis Cunningham to be in here with a few students from the local Civil Air Patrol for an update. Right now, though, we're getting set to check out the news at 8 o'clock. Right here at your country, WYKR Haverhill, WTWN Wells River, and W286DE Wells River at 105.1 FM. The latest world and national news comes from the CBS World and National News Network. It is 8 o'clock. Good morning. 4 minutes after 8 o'clock, we head to St. Johnsbury to West Ward Auto Repair, and we say good morning to Danny Bigelow. How you doing, Danny?
I'm wonderful. How are you, Steve?
Good, thanks. All right, so you've been at West Ward Auto Repair how long now?
I've been here for 6 years now.
All right, what's your responsibilities?
I'm a service writer. I answer the phone, I greet you, I help out as much as I can with everything else.
Yeah, you got quite the waiting room there. That's nice.
Yeah, we do. We've got some very comfortable couches, and some people have taken quite a bit of naps on them.
Yeah, I'll bet they have. I know for years we chatted with West Ward, the previous owner, and we used to talk about the glass in there where you could see everybody working on the vehicles. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to see what the technicians are doing to your vehicle and be able to keep an eye on everything going on.
All right, so here we are. We're pushing the middle of fall. That means winter is soon to come. Our meteorologists are saying there could be some snow in the mountains this evening and into this weekend. That means it's winter tire season, isn't it, Danny?
Winter tire season is in full swing already, yeah.
So what's that mean for you guys at West Ward Auto Repair? How can you help out the listeners?
Call early and make some appointments.
Are some of the tires hard to get right now? I've heard they are.
Yeah, we've been battling that a little bit this year. It hasn't been horrible as of yet, but the quantities definitely don't seem to be as deep as they have been in the past.
Okay, so that's good to know. If people order their tires now, but they don't want to put them on, can you put them in storage for them?
Yeah, we do have some on-site storage to keep them for you. If you get them here, we can do that for you.
All right. Do you guys suggest you get the winter tires on now, or what? What's the deal?
I would suggest sooner the better.
Okay.
It never hurts to get them on early, so you're ready for when Mother Nature decides to turn.
Yeah, it's kind of dependent probably on your driving habits too, where you're driving to and from, I would suppose.
Absolutely, and if you have to go there, if you're a doctor, a nurse, somebody in emergencies kind of things that you have to go regardless, yeah, let's get them on early.
Are there any pros and cons when it comes to studded tires, Danny?
There's pros and cons. The studded tires, absolutely. For the people that want a little more ice traction, definitely, again, with the emergency people and getting them where you need to go, those are definitely the way to be.
Yeah, and as I remember, too, there used to be laws in regards to getting those studded tires off in the spring, but there aren't anymore, are there?
Not in the state of Vermont. I know there are in some other states, but not in the state of Vermont.
Okay, and all seasons, can we run those? And that good or bad, or is that dependent on your driving habits as well, Danny?
It depends on your driving habits as well. That's definitely a southern all-season. Most tires with all-seasons don't have the mountain snowflake on them, so that doesn't make them actually snow-rated.
Okay.
So definitely recommend a set of snow tires.
Okay, good. All right, kind of spending our time talking about snow tires. There are a few other things that people need to be aware of by looking at their vehicle as we're heading towards winter.
Yeah, the good part with taking your tires off is we also get a good chance to get a good look at your brakes for the winter. With the tires and rims off, you get a better look at everything. You get a good check of the suspension, make sure everything's ready to go so that you're not staring on the side of the road in the cold.
Okay, cool. Chatting with Danny Bigelow, pinch hitting for Brett Trahan at West Ward Auto Repair in St. Johnsbury. You book people in. What's the best way for our listeners to contact you to do that, Danny?
As always, it's the best way to call us is 802-748-3636.
All right. And you also have a nice website. They can go there and get additional information at westward.com. All right, I know you got a busy schedule, Danny. I appreciate you talking with us this morning about winter tires at West Ward Auto Repair.
Perfect, Steve. Thanks. Have a great day.
Yeah, same to you. Thank you much. All right, there you have it. 8 minutes after 8, conversation as we do every couple of weeks at West Ward Auto Repair. They are located at 1193 Portland Street. That's 1193 Portland Street in St. Johnsbury. And they are open Monday through Friday from, it looks like, 7 to 5. Again, 802-748-3636. You can ask for Danny, and he'll get you booked in and also get your tires that are proper for your vehicle. An updated look at the weather forecast coming up momentarily, and then we'll be chatting with Valley Floors in Bradford.
Country Health Consortium on Facebook to stay up to date, and visit dea.gov/takebackday and use the collection site locator to find a police department or drop box near you.
All right, 12 minutes after 8, and we head to Bradford. Say good morning to Ryan Chase again at Valley Floors. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing very well, Stephen. How are you?
All right, good. All right, so you do any tromping through the woods this time of the year or coming up that time of the year?
I am. My son, this will be his last youth day. He's 15 and a half and has one half year, has this season left. So, yeah, we'll be out there in the morning.
All right, good for you. All right, let's find out what's happening at Valley Floors. Our weekly conversation continues. Sometimes we talk with Ryan, sometimes with Greg. It kind of depends, I guess, who wants to chat with me.
I thought it'd be fun to start with a test from a recap of last week. Last week we spoke of a new thing, the self-leveling, that we have never talked about on the radio before. So how do you feel about doing a test to see how you did last week, see what you retained?
I don't know. Let's see. Let's see.
I won't put you through that. I won't put you through that
Okay.
at all. Things are good here at Valley Floors. I wanted to speak about the schedule for a moment. The schedule has lightened up a little bit. If you have been in the store in the last year or so and asked about schedules, you may have heard that we were weeks and weeks out and been that's kind of unsettling news. If you have a project to do relatively quickly, that is not always what you want to hear. But we have had some changes. Some things fell through. We did better on some projects than we thought we were going to. We were able to add a couple installers, so the schedule has lightened up a little bit. So if you need carpet or vinyl installations, we can help you out before the holidays, and I encourage folks to come in and peruse the showroom, or if time does not allow, you could certainly just give us a call and set up a time for Tony to come out and give you a free measure and estimate and walk you through the process, and we could change out your carpet for you before the holidays, no problem.
All right, so there are things you can get done, depending what they are, for the holidays.
That's right. Yeah, big projects, a tiled shower, a great big monster hardwood floor. Of course, those things we don't want to entertain before then. But yes, certainly carpet installations and vinyl installations. Again, we have some room in there, so encourage folks to do so. And in addition to that, we always talk about area rugs with the holidays as well. And when we put a fresh new hard surface floor down, oftentimes the folks come back to want to dress it up a little bit. Hardwood floors are great, but if you go from carpet to a hard surface floor, whether it be ceramic tile, vinyl plank, or hardwood, there's a lot of changes that you will realize, and the biggest one is sound. And so it's nice to dampen the sound a little bit by adding an area rug and dressing it up underneath a dining room table, for example, or in front of the living room couch, etc., seating areas. We have a lot of options for area rugs, both in stock and to order them. We've got a lot of, we have a display that hangs 35 or so area rugs, but we also have some pre-bound residential pieces that you can walk out of here with that are 5x8s or 6x9s. as well as a host of manufacturers that we can get online or look through books, or we have some samples of that we can get pre-bound, made right at the factory in an exact size that you would like, with very nice serging or edging put on there that are really good quality pieces that will last a very long time.
So what about window offerings that Mr. Greg is in charge of there?
Greg will be on the radio next Friday. I think he does the last Friday to speak to you about that, but he's doing very well. We sell Hunter Douglas, Norman, Graber, window shades and treatments, and there's a lot of options there as well. All sorts of different shades and opacities and textures and different operating systems, and we can really cover, I don't want to say virtually any shape window, but pretty darn close. They are custom made to order, so that if you have a unique size window or a unique shaped window, they can be made to fit that. And again, with a host of operating systems, they can be mechanical, or they can be electronic, so that you can run them from your phone or a device on the wall. There's lots of options there as well. So. And those are great for a lot of reasons too. A lot of folks assume that it's just for privacy, but it's for far more than privacy. It's also, heat retention. It also, keeps if you have a drafty window or a super hot sun, all of those things in some situations can be a burden. And so it's nice to be able to draw that shade, on a Sunday afternoon if it's glaring at your television for Sunday football, what have you. We hear all sorts of stories that we need to cover this window because X, Y, and Z. And so those are fun. And so he can help you achieve those depending on what your situation is. Give him a call again or stop by and chat, and he can walk you through the displays.
Yeah, a lot of offerings there at Valley Floors in Bradford. Of course, we chat every week at about the same time. Ryan Chase, sometimes Greg Hodge, and even Ryan Hollister jumps in there with some interesting facts about flooring as well at Valley Floors. You have any final comments today, Ryan?
Just that. We've got a great staff here. We've got a great installation team out in the field doing the hard work every day, working with the customers and the clients and the architects and the contractors, doing the hard work, as I said, on their hands and knees, creating beautiful floors. And we've got a great sales team down there that is dedicated to meet you at the door and figure out what your goals are and what your expectations of floor covering are, and to walk you through the process and make sure that you end up with a floor that suits your family and your lifestyle well. And if you folks haven't had the Valley Floors experience, I encourage you to come on in and meet the staff.
Yeah, and some good words beginning of the conversation there. Depending on what your needs are, there are some things that you can do just in time for the holidays.
We can certainly help you out. Give us a call.
Excellent. Enjoy the weekend, Ryan. Thanks for the update.
You as well. Take care.
Yeah, bye-bye. All right, there you have it. The owner of Valley Floors, Ryan Chase, chatting with us. Weekly updates. Of course, Ryan quite often is the guest. Sometimes Greg Hodge with the update in regards to window coverings, and Ryan Hollister, who gives us an update in regards to what's happening at Valley Floors as well. We're at 19 minutes after 8 o'clock. Our temperatures hovering around 40 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Not a real heat wave after a warm, dry summer. Let's take a break and take a look at the weather and see what is actually happening. Being brought to you by PTO's Repair, your local Fisher authorized dealer right there in Bradford. Fisher Plows and Fisher Sanders. And Paul Ordway, the owner, at 802-222-4774. And, of course, some changes at PTO's Repair. And Paul's here to give us the update.
Tonight, periods of clouds, chance of evening showers, upper 20s to lower 30s. Partly to mostly cloudy Saturday, chance of sprinkles or mountain flurries. Valley highs mid-40s to around 50. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
Thank you, Lawrence. Updated weather forecast, 21 minutes after 8. And let's see, we're at 40 degrees, not a real heat wave today or this weekend. And as Lawrence said, higher elevations, maybe even picking up some snow flurries and the really cold temperatures up there. So if you're hiking into the higher elevations, you have got to go prepared. PTO's Repair, your local Fisher snowplow, Fisher sander authorized dealer, has just updated you on the weekend weather. All right, now we head to Woodsville and say good morning to Liz Shelton at the Party Store. Good morning.
Good morning.
Glad to have you along here with us. You've got some updates, I'm sure, in regards to what's happening at your store.
I have a few.
All right, let's hear them.
Okay, so what's going on? Right now, it's hurry up and get all the orders done for the rest of the fourth quarter. We've spent the last week getting the store picked up and a little bit better organized. You get to the point where you're just a little overwhelmed with new orders and you just shove it wherever it can go. So it's been nice to be able to have extra help right now. So I've been able to spend some time cleaning. I have, some really good help. So they are all good organizers and help me display. So that's been good. Laura's been working on Christmas trees. We've still been having to do some price changes, but that's finally slowed down, thank God. And so it's been a good couple weeks that we've been able to really get things cleaned up. The weddings this weekend, I have my last 2 weddings, so that kind of helps free me up to be more working in the store. And right now we're currently having our annual harvest sale. For years it was called the 11th hour sale, and we've had to rebrand and change things up a bit. So I usually run it last weekend, or last week I should say, but unfortunately I had a wedding and I had a Saturday off, believe it or not, kind of. I had half of a Saturday off, so we changed it to this week. So right now everything is 20% off store-wide, 10% off electrics. It obviously doesn't include knives or items that are on promotion, and we have some really nice in-house promotions going on. And it's a great time for people to start their holiday shopping, buy ahead for any gifts that you need for gift giving, or you finally can purchase an item you've wanted. And we still have a nice selection of fall and Halloween, home decor. Thanksgiving will start being added next week. So I'm a person who decorates for every holiday, and I include that at my store. So we try to do every holiday. In-house, we have some Dutch oven promotions from Le Creuset and Staub. And as well as some good knife specials from most of our companies. Right now, Kangshan has a $99 8-inch chef knife promotion, and that's on, I think, 4 of the 8-inch chef's knives from 4 different lines that I carry from them. So we're pretty... we've been doing very well with that. And then also Wusthof and Henkel have some promos going on. And there's more to be added. They start heavily in November. So we'll have a lot of different items going on promotion for some of our companies. Segueing out of there, our beautification committee has been working on the community Christmas caroling and tree lighting that we host every year at the Veterans Gazebo on Central Street, and that's always the Sunday after Thanksgiving. It's sort of our kickoff to the holiday season as a community. And then next week, Jazzy's will be opening up in our storefront next to the Robert Lawrence Salon. It's a pop-up shop that we've hosted them for the last couple of years. They started moving in, I think, Tuesday already. So they'll be ready to open their doors on the 1st of November, and they'll be there for the next 2 months to take advantage of the holidays. And so people know what the Jazzy shop is. It is a group shop of crafters and some really good artisans, and they added some new people in this year, so please help support them. Jazzy's is a great fund, so we just ask people to support them. And to tie it up, some of our services that we offer, we are a dry cleaning drop-off pickup. Our dry cleaning comes in on Tuesdays and goes out on Tuesdays, so it's a 1-week turnaround. You can drop off any time your dry cleaning, and the deadline is by 5:30 on Monday. so that it will go out early Tuesday morning. I have to drive to Franconia to meet the van over there. So please get it in then. Also, we offer knife sharpening. November tends to be, about now through November tends to be a really busy time for knife sharpening, people getting ready for their holiday cooking and baking. So it's usually a 1 to 2 day turnaround. So if you need your knives sharpened, you do not have to have purchased them through us. We're more than happy to sharpen your knives. We don't do scissors, and you cannot sharpen serrated knives. That's what I got to tell you.
Okay. That makes sense.
That's what's going on.
All right, Liz, we'll get an update from you in a couple of weeks. We will be into November talking more about Thanksgiving, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
All right. Enjoy the weekend, all right?
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yep. Liz Shelton from her store in Woodsville. We'll take a break, check out the forecast, and then a conversation that I had recently with the principal at Rivendell, Patricia Rella. That's coming up right after we check out the weather. You may be thinking about building your dream house. You might be looking at a piece of land and need to know if it would be a good building site. Perhaps it's time to renovate a bathroom or to create cabinetry for your entertainment equipment. From crafting a house that nestles in the landscape to creating a cozy kitchen fit for a chef, HouseRight Construction has the professional know-how you need. HouseRight offers technical expertise and old-world craftsmanship, along with the old-fashioned business values of integrity and accountability. Whether you ask them to join you as your general contractor or want to consult with them at the earliest stages of your project, since 1985, HouseRight has brought a wide range of experience as a home builder in New Hampshire and Vermont. Large or small, they look at projects holistically, considering functionality and aesthetics. And they will be as dedicated to your project as you are. HouseRight Construction, Main Street South, Newbury, Vermont. Online at houseright.net.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, partly to mostly cloudy, a rising chance of showers, mainly afternoon and over high terrain with some snow possibly mixing in there. Valley highs from the upper 40s to mid 50s. Tonight, periods of clouds, chance of evening showers, upper 20s to lower 30s. Partly to mostly cloudy Saturday, chance of sprinkles or mountain flurries. Valley highs mid 40s to around 50. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
Well, we do a great job, at least we think we do, covering the local schools here in the YKR listening area. We've had Woodsville in here, Mr. Kuhn, and also the BMU principal and sometimes the Oxbow principal. But something new to our airwaves is the principal from Rivendell, Patricia Rella, that we welcome to our airwaves today. How are you?
I'm good, Steve. How are you today?
Good. We're glad that you could take some time out of the campus today.
Well, thank you for having me. This is wonderful.
I was going to say office, but I'm sure you have an office there as well.
Yes, I'm not in it much, though.
All right. How long you been at Rivendell?
This is my second year.
Okay, good. All right. A little bit about how you got to Rivendell Academy.
Yes, so I was a teacher for a little over 20 years. Wow. And I always wanted to be a teacher. I think that when I was younger, my mother used to keep those books where you put your goals and your dreams, and I wanted to be a teacher every year as I go back and look at that little book. Except for one year, I wanted to be an astronaut.
No kidding.
So I'm not real sure what that's about. But always was drawn to learning and education. And so I spent about 20 years doing that. And then I started to realize that it might be time to serve in a different role and have a bigger, stronger impact on students for the positive.
What did you teach?
I taught Spanish.
No kidding.
Which was the best because
Wow.
we got to do just everything, history, geography, culture, art. We did travel, music.
And I would think it would be ever-changing, too.
Ever-changing.
Which would keep it really interesting.
Yes, it was just the best. It was the best teaching career that I could have ever hoped for.
Yeah. And where did you teach most of the part?
Well, I have taught around, but the bulk of my experience was at Plymouth Regional High School for 18 years.
Yeah. All right, good. Glad that you could take some time to be with us today. All right, you have some mission pillars in helping some of your students become lifelong learners and community contributors. Maybe you can elaborate on that a little bit.
Yes, so we have lots of personal pathways for students to follow. You know, one of the philosophies that we all really believe in is that no two students are alike. And so the way that we structure our programs, it's very personalized, and students can come in and they can take the academic route, which is what maybe most people think of as the traditional school route, and that's absolutely fine. But we do have a lot of involvement in the tech programs that are around us, Riverbend and Hartford. And the students are able to create a program for themselves that speaks to their interests and their passions.
So go ahead.
So they come to us for usually like a half day of classes with us, but then they're out at their VOTEC schools either in the morning or in the afternoon. So there's that whole pathway. And then there's some students who want to do more things that are out and about in the world, doing classes online sometimes or at Dartmouth. And we try to accommodate whatever plan a student might have for themselves and their own learning.
Yeah, from Rivendell, being a little bit closer to the south, so you have those additional opportunities.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah. How many students enrolled at Rivendell?
We have right now just about 210.
Okay, so let's
and
talk.
that's grades 6 through 12.
All right, so you consider that small class sizes?
Oh, yes.
It
We
is.
have very good small class sizes.
All right, so in regard to that small class sizes, maybe the personal attention and often mentioned at Rivendell, which you just said, how do you see that benefiting and playing out in the classroom or even the extracurricular experiences?
Right. So I'm friends with, of course, a lot of other educators around the country and in other countries as well. And they speak to me of class sizes 30, 35, 40.
Yeah.
And it's very, very difficult to imagine that. We enjoy class sizes usually under 20.
When you were teaching Spanish, what were your class sizes?
It was also 20 was, I would say the average was about 18 to 20.
Mhm.
And sometimes you might have a couple extra kids squeezed in there and you had maybe 25. Especially in a topic, a content area like language, when you're trying to get students to speak a lot and a lot of airtime for them, that can be very challenging once the numbers get higher. But at Rivendell, I'm teaching a Spanish class right now. And there are 17 students in that class. And that's a little hot, that's a little on the high end, but it's okay. And the students do a lot of speaking. And I think I can speak for, being in and out of other teachers' classes. The classes are small. The students get a lot of attention. There's a lot of presenting that goes on that having a smaller class size allows you to let students have an audience, their classmates, and have them up in front of people, gaining that really important life skill of public speaking
so true.
in a small, safe environment. And so, the class size really helps get learning a little deeper. Teachers can go deeper into the material and get students engaged.
I'm Stephen John. Remind our listeners that Principal Patricia Rella is with us from Rivendell Academy. So your website mentions projects and critical exploration as part of the academic model. Maybe you can explain what that means and give us an example?
Yes, of course. So for a long time, long before I got there, the values that the school has put their resources into involve hands-on learning for students. So what does that mean and what does that look like? For example, we have a wood workshop, and we have faculty that are able to lead the work if students have an idea for a project. And I'll give you a very concrete example, is that our 6th grade students a few years ago decided to do a project on chickens. And they researched all different components about tending to chickens. And so they built a chicken coop with their teachers, and now we have chickens. And we get their eggs, and we sell their eggs for donations towards the class. And the kids call themselves chicken tenders.
Cool.
Because they take care of the chickens by feeding them, watering them, and cleaning them on a regular
So
basis.
this is a past project that's obvious.
Ongoing.
Got a success story. Do you have others?
Yes, I do. So we also had a group of students that wanted to make picnic tables. And so they used our resources and our very knowledgeable staff to design first, and then create picnic tables to put around our campus. And we use those every day. And
That's so
it's really nice to be sitting at a picnic table outside knowing that students made this.
Yeah, and great feeling for them as well.
It actually really is.
Wow. All right, so let's highlight a recent or upcoming extracurricular opportunity like arts, athletics, some of those clubs, that type of stuff at Rivendell.
Yes, so one of the things we have going on right now is our fall theater production is at the height of their practices and rehearsals. Our upcoming theatrical production is November 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a lot of students that are involved in that in all different ways, not only the acting, but also the tech side. And they learn a lot about how to do the sound and the lighting.
That'll be at Rivendell.
That'll be at Rivendell at 6 p.m. on November 6th, 7th, and 8th.
That type of stuff open to the public?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Please
good.
come on down and check us out.
All right. How about what would you want parents or incoming middle or high school students to know about Rivendell that might be interesting to our listeners today?
I would want to know that we have the best staff that I could ever imagine. Our teachers and our staff care so deeply about our students. Several of them have been in the community for very many years, and they're very much embedded in the families and caring for the different phases of the family that comes through. That in some cases, the teachers have taught the parents, and now their children are coming through. So it's a really tight-knit. It's a tight-knit, but it's not a closed feeling of a community. It's a very open feeling in that we welcome anyone from any walks of life coming through our school.
Mm-hmm. And Rivendell's kind of a model because it's right on the Connecticut River and it has Vermont and New Hampshire students.
That's right. It's sort of the makeup of our own makeup is that we welcome people from the other side, if you want to call it that, in a little bit of a symbolic way.
Yeah, that was a big deal when they started that
I
years and
imagine.
years ago. And it's a success story.
It really is. There's only a few of those interstate schools in our country, and it does present with some complications, but the benefits far outweigh any complications that challenge us.
We always allow our guests final comments because we're going to be doing this, I guess, on a monthly basis. This will become regular. We've had Patricia Rella, the principal from Rivendell Academy, in with us for the last few minutes. Final comments might include what today?
My final comments would be that Rivendell Academy is a very special place. It's a gem. It's small enough to be personal, but it's large enough to offer many, many important aspects of a child's education. And our main mission, if I might say so, is really to create students who know how they learn themselves, how they learn, and that can fuel their life for the rest of their lives and all their endeavors in figuring out how they want to present in the world.
And again, November 6th, 7th, and 8th, 6 p.m. It's what?
Is our theatrical production.
Right, and the public is invited.
That's right.
To Rivendell Academy. Principal Rella, thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much, Steve.
All right, we look forward to our next conversation with Patricia. She'll be in sometime in the next few weeks to give us another update as to what's going on with Rivendell Academy. All right, it is 8:40. We're going to take a break for a few minutes and find out what's happening with the local Civil Air Patrol. And for our listeners that tune in on a regular basis, you were in here last year at approximately this time. So we'll have you guys step up to the microphones. We'll start with Senior Leader. You introduce yourself and what your responsibilities are.
Hi, yeah, I'm Captain AJ Flato. I'm the Personnel Officer.
Who's with you today?
And I also have
Second Lieutenant Dustin Vigno. I'm IT Officer.
Okay, good. Glad to have you with us. And students? Whoever wants to chat?
My name is Second Lieutenant Flato. I'm currently the Cadet Squadron Comm for Woodsville.
Okay, and you?
My name is Senior Master Sergeant Vigno. I'm currently the first sergeant of the squadron.
Okay, you have been in Civil Air Patrol how long, both of you students?
I've been in Civil Air Patrol 3 years, coming up this month.
All right. Is it all right to call you students?
Yes, of course.
Your students?
Yes.
Cadets.
Cadets. There you go. Thank you. All right.
I've been in Civil Air Patrol for about a year-ish.
A little bit over a year.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so do you have other cadets that are also part of Civil Air Patrol locally?
Definitely, yes.
How many?
We have about 21 in the squadron right now, but we're always recruiting.
Right. So what are some of the activities you've been involved with before we get to the open house we're going to talk about?
Of course. We've been involved in pretty much every parade that happens in Woodsville and Haverhill. We love to be in Veterans Day, Memorial Day parade. Of course, we love the 4th of July parade. We always march in that, and we've been marching in that for 3 years.
Yeah. Okay. I've seen you at the Legion because we do some marching there too. So you guys have helped us out.
Yeah.
With some of our stuff. Good. All right, so let's talk about the open house. It's coming up when, and what are you going to be doing? Who wants to go first? We'll use this microphone for you. You want the cheat sheet?
Of course.
There you go. That might be helpful.
The Civil Air Patrol open house will be happening on October 29th. It will be going on from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at HCMS in Haverhill, and it will be in the cafeteria.
Okay, so that's the middle school.
Yes, it is middle school.
All right, some of the activities you might want to talk about?
We will probably be introducing simulators, I imagine, which are very fun. They're like video games for planes. And we'll probably be doing opening formation, of course. We have to do that every meeting. Everybody's welcome to join in. We'll probably drag kids into the formation so that they can experience cadethood for the first time. And we're accepting kids from 12 to 18 years old, and we always want senior members, so anybody above 18 is definitely welcome to join as well.
So how many members do you have now?
We have 21.
Okay, that's pretty good then, isn't it?
Yes.
Are you capped out at a certain number that you can handle? Take as many as you can get.
Yeah, as many as we can get. That means we get more funding.
All right. You act like you want to speak. You want to say something? No? Okay. Well, you're welcome to chime in. How about the senior leaders? What's your responsibilities?
So essentially, for every role that's in the military, there's kind of like a volunteer offset to that. So senior members can work with cadets. They can also work through emergency services and search and rescue support, as well as aerospace education, which is bringing science and education to teachers and students in schools, public schools and private schools, or informally, like museums or libraries and things like that too.
Okay.
So that's one of the 3 roles that we try to fill as one of those things: cadets, emergency services, or aerospace education.
Okay, so we're talking with cadets. You're senior leaders. So are you also looking for additional senior leaders?
Yeah,
they get 21 cadets.
Yeah,
so
we're outnumbered drastically, and so
sounds it.
yeah, and so and it becomes challenging as an adult to keep an eye on 20-something kids, and so the more senior leaders we have, the better it would be.
Do you have other senior leaders?
We do. We have 11 senior
do
leaders
you?
on our roster, but and so one of the biggest misconceptions is that like you have to show up to every meeting every month. And while Lieutenant Vigneault and I show up pretty much regularly every week, we do have some senior members that show up for once a month, just for aerospace education night or emergency services material. So there's like a chance for everybody to kind of have a role and fill in whatever volunteer time they can give, whether it's once a month or once a weekend, or every single week.
Okay, of course, Dennis Cunningham, he's involved. He's the one, I guess, contacted us and got you all in here.
Yeah, he's the commanding officer, so he is in charge of all of us, including the senior members, and responsible for kind of the ins and outs of Civil Air Patrol at our squadron level.
So our listeners don't really realize the opportunities that Civil Air Patrol has to offer the cadets, which we'll get to in just a moment. Do you want to say something?
Sure. And one of the programs we're currently working on right now on our aerospace education nights is Cyber Patriot, which is a national-wide competition involving the cadets, and they learn how to defend against different attacks on computer systems.
Okay, yeah.
So it's more than just aviation. There's a lot more that goes into it.
Yeah, I noticed that last year when you were coming in, I went to your website and studied it, and it's pretty in-depth. There's a lot of great information there. So if our listeners want to go to the website, they can get additional info before they go to the open house next week.
Yeah, they can go to gocivilairpatrol.com, and they can find out everything there is to know about Civil Air Patrol.
Yeah.
And it's a national organization, so it's not just like found locally in our backyard. It's we have 70,000 members nationwide, and that includes teachers, but also cadets and also adults.
So it's a pretty high number.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I was saying earlier, my grandson moved to North Carolina, and he's been involved with CAP, and he's done a lot of flying. And probably the opportunities, I shouldn't say better, but because it's more populated, they might be more at his fingertips than the opportunities here, I guess. But you're becoming a pilot, is that true?
Yes, sir.
So do you have your license yet?
I don't, but I'm currently a student pilot, and I am as close as I could get with student piloting. I have a solo flight.
And you have to have so many hours to get the license?
Civil Patrol is going to offer me 60 hours with the scholarship that I'm hoping to get from them.
Okay.
And that should get me pretty close to, if not, my actual pilot's license.
Okay, so let's talk about the opportunity that you're getting through CAP in regards to you getting a pilot's license. What has that opportunity been able to, give you?
It will be able to give me, again, 60 hours of in-cockpit training. They will, I'll be training for at maximum 6 months, so hopefully by the time that May or April rolls around, I will have my pilot's license before I can drive a car.
Certainly.
Yeah.
But they're offsetting the price a bit for you, aren't they?
Yes, they
or
are
there's
paying
a
for it in
possibility of
full.
that happening?
They're going to pay for it in full, all of that training, from $10,000 to $30,000.
Okay. So are aspirations to end up in the military and then move on from there?
Likely not. I do want to continue to support military organizations, but I am hoping to go to college and maybe college through military.
Okay.
So.
And how about you? Because you were saying something about ending up going to college and then military?
Yes, I wanted to go to college and get my cybersecurity degree, and then get into hopefully the Air Force as an officer.
Okay. So is that, if you get your education first, more opportunity going into the Air Force, I assume?
Yes, because if you have to have your bachelor's degree before you can even be considered to go into the Air Force to become an officer.
Okay. Monetarily, will CAP help out with the college part of it?
There are some scholarships, and there are some opportunities that CAP offers for if you have your Mitchell Award. So it's the first step into officerhood.
Okay.
So that's probably where the most opportunities for scholarships open up.
Yeah, and of course we bring this stuff up because if you become a CAP cadet member now, I assume there's probably more opportunities for help as you move forward.
Yeah, so when you first start off, you start off as an airman, which is the lowest rank, and then you work your way up through all of the NCO ranks in the Air Force NCO ranks, and then eventually at Chief Master Sergeant is where kind of the cap of NCO ranks, and that takes about a year or so to get to, and then after a year and a half or a year, you can jump up into, if you do all your testing and there's drills and there's lots of interviews that you have to get past, and then you can become a second lieutenant.
So how did you get involved with CAP as adults?
I started because my daughter was interested in joining the program.
Okay.
And it's something that we do together every Wednesday night.
Okay. And you've had experience in the military.
That's correct. I was in the Army for 9 years.
Okay.
But that's not a prerequisite for anyone that's interested in becoming a senior member.
Okay, people realize that. But additional information can be available at the open house next week. You will be there along with other senior members?
Yes, sir.
Is there a college senior members?
Yeah, we call them senior members, yeah. Adults,
Okay,
volunteers.
And cadets will be there as well?
Yes, sir.
Right, hopefully have everybody there.
Yes.
Right,
Everyone is welcome.
All right. So if you want to go over this again, we'll wrap it up because you got an open house coming up this Wednesday. Whoever wants to take the lead on it can do so.
Sure. So we're having our open house from October 29th, 2025 from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at HCMS Haverhill, New Hampshire in the cafeteria.
All right. And maybe I mentioned this earlier. Don't forget, don't remember because we've talked about so many things. But this isn't just for Woodsville students.
Of course not. No, we take kids from all around.
Yeah, we have cadets, or have had cadets from BMU, Lisbon, Oxbow, so all over the place.
All the way from St. J.
Yeah, that's right, true. St. J as well.
Okay, because like you said, you got like 21 cadets right now.
Yes.
Yep.
And there's no cap. We're looking for more all the time.
Always.
All right. Final comments from anybody?
We appreciate your time and having us on this morning.
Yeah, we'll definitely get this on our community events so that people are reminded from now until this coming Wednesday so that people know all about it.
Thank you, sir.
Anyway,
Thank you.
good luck and reach out to us in the future. We'll help you out as much as we can.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right, good luck. Enjoy the weekend. All right, take 51, your country, WYKR. We'll be checking the forecast again for the listening area. Meanwhile, kind of recapping our morning, a busy one. We started earlier this morning talking with Erik White at about 6:45, and then, of course, Four Corners Farm, Charlie Gray, shortly after the 7 o'clock news. And then we chatted with the Winston Oaks earlier this week from Budget to KB and Millwork in North Haverhill. Sitting in for Mark Breen this week was Lawrence Hayes, who is our meteorologist. Lauren Nelson from LC Design Concepts was in here. As she's on the move, going from Wells River to Route 10 in North Haverhill. We had Danny Bigelow chatting for West Ward Auto Repair in St. Johnsbury. Ryan Chase, the owner of Valley Floors, talked with us. The owner of the party store, Liz Shelton, took a few minutes out of her schedule. And then just a few minutes ago, we heard from the principal at Rivendell Academy, Patricia Rella, giving us an update as to what's happening there. And wrapping up our conversation with the local Civil Air Patrol, we had 2 Civil Air Patrol cadets that were in here with us, AJ Flatow and Dustin Vino, and then, of course, the cadets that also joined us this morning, giving us an update as to what's happening with the open house that's coming up this coming Wednesday at the Haverhill Cooperative Middle School. That'll be from 6:30 to 8:30, so be sure to check it out. A lot of opportunities there with your local Civil Air Patrol. We'll take a break and take a 2 or 3 minutes and then look at the weather forecast for the upcoming weekend. We're taking a look at the weather for the listening area. Compliments of Dad's 4x Tool and Supply, taking care of you in 2 locations, Route 5 in St. Johnsbury and downtown Wells River. Compliments of Dad's 4x Tool and Supply in St. Johnsbury and downtown Wells River. You're up to date on the weekend weather.